Hey there, real quick, everybody. Just wanted to let you know we had a bunch of technical difficulties with this full episode. My mic wasn't working very well, and we only noticed that in post. And we've had about 14, maybe 15 if this crashes while I'm recording this crashes on the editing program. So no graphics, just some hot picks and some hot takes. This was also recorded last Wednesday. The editing has taken a while to get this out. So there have been like one or two trades since this was all recorded, but nothing too major. And I still think Jonathan hit 99% of these picks with a nail on the head. So enjoy. Thanks for watching the Big Pick.
Welcome back, everyone, to another Big Pick. Today, very special edition. We are preparing for the NFL draft, baby. Got a full first-round mock draft, picks, explanations. Also, disclaimer, not what I think. All these picks are not what I think is going to happen. Instead,
It's what he knows is going to happen.
Yes, exactly. Also, what I want to happen. What I think should happen. But without further ado, let's just get right into it. Today's show is sponsored by absolutely nobody. Sponsors are wide open. With the first pick, Jags have been on the clock for a while. Is there really any debate? They go with Justin Fields. I'm kidding. They're taking Trevor Lawrence.
Ooh.
Yeah, let the booze rain in.
No, not to him.
Yeah, I would just be wrong if I said anything else. I mean, I think he's like minus 100,000 to go first overall.
And already has their playbook.
Yeah, he's. I think he already lives in Jacksonville, if we're being honest. So, Trevor Lawrence, if you didn't see that coming, I don't know where you've been. Number two, this is the thing. This is the great thing about the NFL draft. I would say 2 and on could really, it could be different on everyone's draft board. However, I think the Jets are taking Zach Wilson.
Playoff, that was so quick.
Yeah, sorry. You want me to slow down? We'll do it again.
Zach Wilson's definitely getting.
Yeah, so Zach Wilson, number 2, pretty much. It's pretty consensus that he's going number 2, but then again, it's the Jets. So, I mean, watch out. Anything could happen. Zach Wilson, I guess there's not much to say about him other than he's a solid recruit. Let's see, where are my notes on him? Here they are. Here's the thing, though. There was all these things going around that he wasn't the captain on his team. That's been since debunked, I might add. They did like this rotating captainship on BYU, so apparently it's like a normal thing. But incredible pro day, great guy. I hope he does well for the Jets. My boy Corey Davis is on the Jets now. So he's got a weapon in that. But shout out Jets, Zach Wilson, number 2.
Shout out for Zach Wilson to get traded in 4 years when he inevitably doesn't win. So looking forward to your second team there, bud.
Yeah, second team Zach Wilson fans already. We'll get ahead of that. Number 3, 49ers select Mac Jones.
Ooh.
Little bit of a surprise here. And here's my reasoning. I think Shanahan is a really good coach, and I think he has a certain system that he likes, that he's built at the 49ers. And I think Mac Jones is his guy. He fits the system the best. He sees he sees the field really well. He's got a good arm. I mean, he won a national championship, so you can't really take that away from him. I don't think he's the third best quarterback on the board personally, but I think for the 49ers scheme, he does fit it the best. So, embrace debate. I don't know. Shanahan gets his guy.
It will put Shanahan. Shanahan's been pretty solid. He made it to a Super Bowl, but a couple seasons back now. But he hasn't really ever been. No one's ever thought that he was ever going to get cut from the 49ers.
Yeah.
But I do think Mac Jones is going to be his make or break.
I like that.
I mean, looks like 49ers local. All their papers are saying that it puts hella pressure on his shoulders that if they pick Mac Jones on his recommendation, that he better fucking get some use out of it, or San Fran is going to be ticked. And if we know anything about San Fran, they take shits on people's driveways there. So,
Really? Is that a thing?
They It's slightly political, but I'll get into it later.
All right, we'll move right past that. So, yeah, Mac Jones, number 3 to the 49ers. At the number 4 spot, the Falcons, trade alert. First trade of the draft. The Broncos are going to slide in at number 4, trade with the Falcons. Falcons will go back to where the Broncos were originally at number 9. But Broncos trade up to get their guy, Trey Lance, making it 4 straight quarterbacks off the board in this draft. I don't know. This probably happened before, but I don't remember. So we're going to say first time ever. Yep.
Detroit. No, Detroit picked a lot of receivers because they suck.
Yeah. Trey Lance is a stud. Really no way around that. Falcons are going to get some picks here, save some cap space as well. Falcons, fun fact, they have no cap space. They're kind of up shit creek right now. They've got like $40 million in just dead money on their boy Matty Ice. So they'll get some picks. They'll save some cap space. Broncos get a great quarterback. I'm pretty sure this is the guy the Broncos have been eyeing. I think it'll at least fuel some competition with Drew Lock, get things moving. Trey Lance is a really good quarterback.
Do we have any thoughts of what that trade means?
I would assume.
I haven't looked at either. You're assuming Denver's picking up some dead.
Most likely. Also, if they move back, well, yeah, most likely they'd have to dump somebody and then also probably give 1 to 3 picks somewhere in there. They could probably, they'll probably get another pick and at least get 1 pick in this draft and then probably some future picks as well. But either way, Broncos are getting their guy. I think it's a win-win, to be honest. At number 5, the Bengals. They have to get some help with Burrow. So they're going to take offensive tackle Penei Sewell. Number 1 OT off the board. Very consensus. A lot of people were saying he's like the number 2 overall prospect. So I love this pick for the Bengals. I really don't see any other way that they could go. I've seen some big boards having them take like a Kyle Pitts or even like a Jamar Chase to pair him up with Burrow, but yeah, no, they need no line. That's just simple. So I don't see anything else happening there.
Real question is, do the Bengals pick who they should pick? Or do they pick who the Bengals want to pick?
That's true.
Usually not who they should pick.
I could see them taking Jamar Chase.
I see Jamar Chase. I really see Kyle Pitts, though, just because Kyle Pitts is the safest bad pick they could make.
No, it does.
Like Kyle Pitts, according to everyone, the most bona fide potential.
Oh, he's a stud.
Guy is nuts.
He's the best offensive player in the draft.
And with giving him a blocking room on the edge, and this is me pretending to be the Bengals. He's an offensive lineman. He's a tight end. Like, there we go. The fans can't be mad. So I see that happening. I still think they should take Sewell.
Take Sewell. Take Sewell.
6'6", 350.
He's an absolute beast. Moves us to number 6, the Dolphins with a fucking steal of the draft. At 6, it's tough to say you're getting a steal, but Kyle Pitts, we were just talking about him. The best, really just overall offensive weapon in the draft. He can play wide receiver, tight end, literally plug him in anywhere in the offense. He's going to be a savage. Give Tua some weapons. I love this pick for the Dolphins.
I'm also going to put, I really hope the Dolphins, for the Dolphins' sake, beef up their defense a little bit in the later rounds.
Mm-hmm.
But you also, at that point, any of these teams in these like 5 through 10, if Pitts is on the fucking board.
Yeah, no, you have to. Pretty much the 1 through 5 were like needs, basically quarterback and offensive tackle. And then, yeah, the Dolphins finally can start to get a little friskier. And Pitts is a savage. So I love that pick for the Dolphins. Moving on to number 7, the Lions. Oh, the shit show Lions. They will be taking Jamar Chase. And this is a bit of a controversial pick. So in my opinion, I think Devontae Smith is the best wide receiver in the draft. I think people will look back at this draft and say that Devontae Smith, like, man, I can't believe we passed on him. Like, what were we thinking? Heisman winner. Why did we take Jamar Chase? I don't know. But a lot of analysts and pros are saying Jamar Chase is going to go to the Lions. I think the Lions like Jamar Chase better anyways, so I have him going here, but I don't know. Remember this clip. I really think Devontae Smith is the better option.
So to play a little devil's advocate, I also think Jamar Chase, if he would have played last year, would have torn up the SEC. There also is the valid concern that Devontae Smith is literally made out of toothpicks, which, like, the NFL will beef him up, but there is still the tiniest little legs. Just like, look at a picture right now of his lower body, just his lower body. And imagine anything besides an ostrich or some flightless bird on top of that, and it just looks wrong.
Here's what I say. I don't think you can win a Heisman if like being that fragile, as everyone else says. Perfect example, Kyler Murray, and he still has not gotten hurt in the NFL.
Kyler Murray is also, I know Kyler Murray has taken some shots, but I still think open field, you get one bad crackback, like legal or illegal. We will see. If he takes a couple shots to the ribs and he gets back up, then by God, you made yourself a good snag. But I also don't think, like, don't put down Jamar Chase just because Devontae Smith got high.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Jamar Chase would have torn it up if he did play, but
he's also going to be on that new Dan Campbell offense. Seen anything of that, man? That's going to be, at least it's going to be fun, and they're going to kick the living hell out of guys, even if they lose.
Watch your kneecaps.
Also, Jamar Chase, say hi to my boy, Quintez Cephas. Probably, if you get drafted, probably going to get knocked almost out of the depth chart.
Yeah, shout out, Quentin. Sweet. All right, moving on, number 8. Another trade alert. So, originally, the Panthers spot at number 8, but getting a little frisky here. Patriots. Capping off what has been a very busy offseason, Patriots move up to number 8, definitely giving Panthers some draft picks, but they're going to get their guy, Justin Fields, possibly the steal of the draft. Now, I will follow that up by saying mobile quarterbacks from Ohio State in the NFL have not been good.
Quarterbacks from Ohio State.
Not been good. I think Justin Fields is a little bit different. He rolled into the playoffs, the Final Four, whatever you want to call it. Like he rolled in hot. Everyone counted them out. He had been waiting for this moment his entire life, it seemed like, and he fucking torched them. Not in the championship game, but I think he's a little bit different. So learning under someone like Cam Newton, who is very good, not as good now, but he's still incredible football IQ. Pair that with Belichick, I think you can really develop someone special in Justin Fields, just sitting under an NFL quarterback like Cam Newton and Belichick for a year.
Well, I still think Justin Fields is better than the last 3 Ohio State overrated back jobs to come out.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
I still don't know if he's actually as big as that. Like, he did play extremely well in the playoffs, but for people who watched any regular season games, he was like, he got hot at the right time. He doesn't take plays off, but there were a couple games there. I don't even know what he was thinking. Like, I don't even know if he actually knew the stadium or anything. He really just was looking dead stare in the other direction. So
yeah,
teams have done this before. Like, they picked Ohio State QBs because they're hot in college, and then they get to an NFL team, and they all seem to flutter out. So
yeah,
it's a risky move. I also have never seen the Patriots trade up ever in any dimension, but I do feel like this could
happen. And the only reason I have them trading up at the 8 spot, right, is because the Falcons are at number 9. Well, with my previously proposed trade, and then my not actually
Or
happen.
these will
but
happen. So they are.
You're correct. So Falcons at number 9. I mean, there's been talk of them taking a quarterback, and with one quarterback worth taking at this point in the first round, Justin Fields left. If the Patriots really are wanting to get a quarterback, I think they pull the trigger and move up. The Panthers, this also helps them out a lot. They've already gathered a lot of draft picks with the Darnold trade, which is hilarious. They got Darnold and picks. But they're going to be looking pretty good. I mean, if they can really develop Darnold and make him a franchise quarterback, which I think he can be. I'm a Darnold fan. I want him to do really well. I think he was just in a shit situation at the Jets. I think the Panthers could be looking pretty solid here, but
The other option, because the Panthers trading has been like almost fully accepted at this point.
Mm-hmm.
What happens to Teddy in your situation?
Teddy Bridgewater? He's. I mean, I don't think he's not really in the picture at this point. I mean, he'll be a good backup.
It's the only thing that I think is that they're going to try to get him with this pick.
I could see that.
Just to switch it out. So that's what I mean. Rich could also trade.
Yeah, no, I can see that. The only reason I would disagree is because Darnold has been a little bit injury prone, not like crazy, but he's had to sit out a lot. So having a good backup is always good. But yeah, definitely a possibility. But yeah, a busy pick number 8 right there. Moving on to number 9, the Falcons finally get their pick, and they take the absolute best cornerback in the draft, Patrick Surtain III. They need a lot of help pretty much everywhere, but defense is a big focus. Surtain is the best defensive player in the draft. And yeah, it's someone they can build a defense around. Jerry Jones will be pissed because I know that Jerry Jones was looking at him and the Cowboys are at number 10, but Falcons could give a shit about that. So yeah, I think they take Patrick Surtain. I think he's the best defensive player in the draft, personally. Could be argued. Yeah.
But he's been, dropping for some odd reason these last 2 weeks. But
No, Quiddy's a savage.
I hope he gets in there, but
We'll address him later.
Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't snuck a peek, so
No, there is.
Thank God.
This is fun. TK doesn't even know who.
I have no fucking clue what's about to happen.
At number 10, aforementioned Jerry Jones and his boys are going to take the second best defensive player in the draft, cornerback J.C. Horn. Now, you could make the argument that J.C. is better than Patrick Surtain. I mean, they are both savages. I would say without – let's see. Hold on. Let me check. J.C., I'm pretty sure, was injured his final year. I think he had like a back surgery. So people are like a little questionable on him. I thought I had this right here, but I don't.
Okay, no, JC got his snaps because the guy in front of him.
Yeah, okay. I don't think it was him. Regardless, J.C. Horn is an absolute beast on the field, and there's not many places you can poke holes in his game. So a great pickup still for the Cowboys. If they can get Surtain, they definitely will, but J.C. Horn is nothing to shy away from either. So
I saw it too.
Okay. Yeah, either way, they'll probably be happy just to get a good cornerback because they need that so bad. At number 11, the New York Giants are taking my boy Devontae Smith. And this is such a Giants pick too, because I feel like half of the league and half the fans are going to be split on it. So like it'll already garner immediate like
this is a solid New York boo pick.
Big New York Giants pick. I think it's a great pick. I think it'll pay off. I'm big on Devontae Smith. But yeah, Giants really need a wide receiver. They really have not had much help. Injuries, you name it. Giants have just been all over the place. So pairing a healthy Saquon with an absolute speedster with Devontae Smith, I mean, if Danny Dimes can get it together, watch out.
If nothing else, they may be one of the best Madden teams next.
I love that.
They're going to win 4 games.
Four wins Giants, regardless. But could be fun to watch. Moving to number 12, the Eagles. Oh, the Eagles. I will put a huge disclaimer on this. This is what I think they should do, but in no world do I expect them to do this. They will take Jalen Waddle, arguably, again, the best wide receiver in the draft. A lot of people are really big on Jalen Waddle. I love Jalen Waddle. You didn't get to see him last year, so it's tough. It's kind of like Jamar Chase. But previously, I mean, holy shit, he's a freak. So similar to the Giants, the Eagles really, really need wide receivers. You got Hurts just throwing to nobody out there. You got porch chairs catching balls for the Eagles. So Jalen Waddle.
The porch chairs aren't catching the balls. They're hitting targets, but they even had 6 drops.
Yeah, it's bad. It's just a bad situation.
Eagles may be the most under the wire shit show in the league. Like you got the formerly, are they still the football team this year? Yeah, this year they're still the football team.
Mm-hmm.
All of their crap that's going on with the front office. You got Houston, all the hell that's being put on that franchise. You have the Eagles, who everyone forget just got smoked on a trade for Carson Wentz. Absolutely ass blasted by the Colts.
Yeah,
they've been sitting there doing absolutely nothing this free agency, and all kind of forgot about them. So while this pick makes a whole lot of sense, they might take a kicker.
Yeah, in no way expect this to happen.
Also, I could easily see Devontae Smith and Jalen.
Yeah.
This could be
Easily.
Just assume it's a Bama wide receiver at 11.
Mm-hmm. If Giants and Eagles take anything other than wide receiver, something's gone very wrong. But wouldn't be surprised. Number 13, Chargers. Kind of a boring pick here, but something they definitely need. Offensive tackle Rashawn Slater. He's the best OT available. I mean, he's a stud. Chargers need an offensive tackle. It's not much to talk about. Honestly, I wish I knew more about him, but
yeah, I wish you did too. No offensive tackle love or guard love or center.
Hey, all I know,
my soul.
All I know is that he's a weapon, and he's from Northwestern. 315, 6'4", scheme diverse, positional, flexible prospect. I didn't come up with any of that. I read that.
Yeah. No, he's got a really good drop step. He honestly keeps his eye open way more than anybody else I saw in the Big Ten last year, which isn't saying much. Big Ten really has had a drop in offensive linemen.
Mm-hmm.
Not in talent, just in play in the last couple of years. But the Big Ten is also an edge rush heavy league, and Southwestern was oddly pretty solid on offense last year and had a lot to do with this. He's also got pipes. Have you seen his arms?
I have not.
Fucking kegs on that boy.
Wow.
No, that's a very solid pick. I think there's a lot of O-line love in the draft.
Moving on, number 14. Now, the Vikings, I couldn't really pinpoint what they're going to do here, so I kind of took a shot in the dark. Not a shot in the dark. I mean, they need an offensive lineman, so I'm going to give them the best one available, at least. Elijah Vera Tucker. He is a savage. He will be good anywhere he plays. So, I mean, the Vikings can definitely use him no matter what they need. I know they need an offensive line, so I think this is a great pick for them. But I'm kind of interested to see what they do. Vikings could get frisky with this one. The Vikings are kind of like one of those teams that kind of flies under the radar, and then they do something you're like, oh, yeah, the Vikings. Yeah, I forgot about them.
Right? Yeah. They'll actually be winning games, too, and you'll just be like, oh,
yeah.
Yeah. Goal. Right? Yeah. Good for them. This is also a really deep line.
Oh, extremely.
I know everyone talks about how this draft class actually kind of blows and how it's only about quarterbacks. But there's a lot of B tier, like in a good way, B tier players.
I think we're going to look back on this and say, this is the year the edge rushers. I'll get to that because we haven't had one off the board yet.
Yeah, this is going to be a much more exciting class than I think everyone's been hyping.
Oh, 100%.
There may not be as many 99s, but I see a lot at like 80 and 85.
Yeah, a lot of 85s here.
A lot of 85s. If anyone knows your Madden stats and your Madden caps, those 85s are fucking crucial, all right?
Moving on to the 15th pick. This is where the Pats were. The Panthers swapped with them, as discussed earlier. And yet another offensive tackle is going to go off the board. Christian Darrisaw, another stud OT. They can start him immediately. They can build a future and a line for this team with the newly acquired Sam Darnold, along with the picks that you're getting from the Pats. I think the Panthers, I mean, as far as what I've had them doing, are hitting a home run with this draft so far because they're hitting a lot of what they need. Like, they got the quarterback they wanted, they're getting hella picks, and they're building an offensive line. So the later rounds, they can kind of fill out maybe some wide receivers, fill in some of their other gaps that they need. But I don't know. It's a good start for the Panthers.
That line. Yeah, as far as I'm picking them, they're fucking hitting a home run. Like, with me as the GM, the Panthers are going to be a Super Bowl bound 3.
Panthers, my number is open. Hit me up.
I also think if you want Sam Darnold to be comfortable in a new situation, especially after playing 3-4 fucking years in New York,
gotta get
him an O-line.
Gotta get him a line.
You literally could have JUCO players playing for your wide receivers and everything else. As long as he has an O-line, Sam Darnold is going to love you forever.
Yep.
That is something he's never seen before.
I love it. Number 16 pick, the Cardinals taking defensive lineman Christian Barmore. And I love this pick because it's going to help out J.J. Watt and create a nasty D-line. You got a rookie in one end, J.J. coming for your throat on the other. The Cardinals were everyone's, like, sneaky pick last year, although everyone was picking them, so it wasn't sneaky at all. This year, it's the hype train is a lot lower, I think, even though they got J.J. Watt. I think people are just kind of waiting to see, like, some production. So, I mean, the offense has it going. Now they just need to focus on the defense. If they can bolster their defense, I think they can really, really make a run at it in kind of controversial, a weaker division. I mean,
yeah, the NFC West. I mean, actually, I don't know. We forget that Matty Stafford is going to be on the Rams, and that may be one of the highest scoring offenses this year. Just letting him loose.
I call it a weaker division, and this is definitely controversial because none of those teams, in my opinion, like, it's not a locked up division. You don't have one team you're like, well, it's going to take a miracle to beat them.
No one's going to win 15 games at the division. I
Yeah.
still think individually each team.
Oh, exactly. That's why it's kind of wide open, in my opinion.
It's not going to look great on a stats chart, but honestly, each of those teams have only gotten better.
Yep.
Russell, we'll see if Russell comes back with a vengeance or if he just eats shit after all that's happening this year. So that could be something too. But Arizona already, like, their defense was a struggle, but they did have a pretty stout D-line last year. So I know they lost the tackle this year. I don't remember his name, which is, I'm the producer, damn it, I don't need to know these things. But I do like this. That's what they need, and just force the rest of the NFC West to sling it.
Yeah.
A lot of interception.
This is a very divisional pick, you can almost say. Like, just forcing.
Yeah, this isn't picking to win a Super Bowl. This is picking to make the fucking playoffs.
I love it. Very, very frisky.
Good job, GM Jonathan.
Thank you. Moving on to number 17.
Also, we have a quick news break. Philadelphia just won 116. Phoenix just won 116.
Let's go. Cash that money line.
Embiid literally almost hit a game-tying one-handed shot. Oh, God, I wish we had the rights to that.
Oh, my God.
Dude, he almost did it.
Was that to win or to tie?
That was to tie. Chris missed the free throw that would have put it up by 4, and that was to make it 116.
Raiders are on the clock. Welcome back, everybody, to another fastest 2 minutes. In a shocking turn of events, the Raiders at pick number 17 go offensive tackle Tevin Jenkins. They need a right tackle, and he'll fit in nicely. great run blocking ability, and a great guy off the board. Moving right on to number 18, the Dolphins. Take a linebacker in Micah Parsons. He falls a bit, little character concerns, but a great addition to this Dolphins squad. Number 19, the Washington football team. Linebacker Jeremiah Owusu Kuramoa. Best available linebacker available, which is a big need for Washington, among other things. Number 20, the Bears. Brand new quarterback Andy Dalton. They're going to add another wide receiver to the board. Rashad Bateman, top 5 wide receiver in the draft. Good player to add Andy Dalton's weapons. Number 21, the no one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills via Colts trade. Jump up to get their guy, Queedy Pay. Dolphins grab some more picks here.
Okay,
while
can
the
we
Bills...
actually talk about him really quick? Because that's my point.
Sorry.
That was,
really
okay,
got
one,
into that.
there was no, what?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Waiting for one. Two, that was almost more Alex Jones than it was Chris Berman. That was not.
We can just redo all that.
No, we're gonna roll with it. No, fuck it. We're doing it live. What about Quiddy?
All right.
You have a trade coming up at 20. The whole point is, or 21. Those last couple picks were just.
Yeah, so we roll through those. My gosh, my voice. I don't know how it does it. So we roll in number 21. This is the Colts pick originally, but mock trade. Bills are going to jump up to number 21 to get their guy. They need a good edge rusher. Quiddy is a savage, as TK over here knows. But
Of Quiddy.
Quiddy is going to go off the board here. I feel like a lot of teams at this point in the draft are going to be looking at him. He's kind of going to be sitting there. Someone could take him, but in my opinion, this is the first edge rusher that someone's going to really need to take him at. So that's why the Bills are going to jump up, give the Colts some draft picks. But the Bills are going to bolster their defense here with a high-level edge rusher. I think he's the best edge rusher in the draft. So honestly, win-win. Colts don't really need anyone here, so they can trade back, get some picks, while the Bills also get a great edge rusher.
Quiddy is just fucking 6'4", 271. Kind of wish he was 6'5", but he's one of those guys where you don't think he really grew up around football. He just realized he was a freak, so they had him play.
Mm-hmm.
Led war-torn Liberia as a toddler.
Okay.
Got that on his resume. He wore 19. Anytime you see an edge rusher wearing a wide receiver number,
yep,
no, they are a fucking tank. I have not seen him run a shuttle drill, but I really want to. Got damn good feet.
I love it. No, I love this pick for whoever gets him, but in my opinion, Bills come up and grab him. Yeah,
Maybe the Colts get a wide receiver.
Very true.
Have a couple they could.
They need something. Also, just a casual stat about Quiddy. He had the 36 bench press reps on Pro Day. So you could say he's built different. You'd be right. Moving right along to the 22nd pick, the Tennessee Titans are on the clock.
Tits up!
Tits up, baby. I am a huge Titans fan, and I think there is a home run pick for them available here. They need a wide receiver badly. They lost Corey Davis. We have A.J. Brown, but other than that, really don't have anyone else. We also got rid of our tight end, Delaney Walker. Elijah Moore from the Ole Miss is a perfect pick to put on the outside, a little slot receiver to work with A.J. Brown. A.J. works best when there's a slot receiver who was Corey Davis to kind of take some of the pressure off, let him do his thing on the other side. If A.J.'s getting double-teamed, you can go to Elijah Moore in this scenario. I think it's a home run pick for the Titans to complement the young star, A.J. Brown, the former Ole Miss teammate. Look at that man. He's
a headshot.
He also has blonde highlights now. I don't know, not bad, not a bad look.
Might also be the next old Titans career doesn't, or if it pans out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
by Stadium.
I like it. Yeah. Future sponsorship. Hey, Elijah, we want 10%. You're welcome. But yeah, I love this pick. Moore ran a 4.35 40 time. He had a very, very impressive pro day. The only reason I don't see the Titans drafting him here is if they think they can get him later. Maybe they trade back. But I really think they should go with Elijah Moore here. Moving on, 23. Jets are back on the clock, and they are going to take arguably the second best edge rusher. I kind of group the next three edge rushers together. They could go in any order. Azeez Ojulari. I apologize if I said that wrong. I think the Jets are in need of an edge rusher. He's a great 3-down player. They can rely on him. He's not the flashiest player at his position, but I don't think the Jets need flashy. They need solid players who they can actually build some sort of a lineup around. And this guy is it. Like I said, he's he's not like you're not gonna look at him and be like expecting him to do something insane. But he is a 3-down player and he will do his job, and you can absolutely count on that. So definitely a good choice for the Jets.
The issue you have with Azeez is he is undersized. And the guy's listed height and weight is exactly mine right now. So, and as well, too.
What does that say about you?
Says that I definitely need to get in the gym because I think he's probably. But at 6'3", he's a little short.
Mm-hmm.
Rush, especially with the other two guys that next, who are definitely more physical specimens, but I do think he would be a very not going to say cop out pick, but like
it's a Jets pick.
The Jets pick, but it's a very safe pick.
Very safe pick.
When you know you're the Jets and anyone's going to get booed when you draft them, just draft the guy that you know has like the highest floor.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, he's just a solid pick. There's really another way to say it. Coming up next, the Steelers at 24. They are also going to go edge with Jalen Phillips. He is definitely more of a physical specimen than Azeez, but he has had some concussion issues in the past. However, if you can get him to stay healthy, him and TJ Watt will be a problem on the field. And that's why I think they go with Jalen here.
In a relentless world, connected.
The Marines want Jalen Phillips, actually.
Fuck you, NFL. Doesn't even tell me.
Yeah, you're the stats guy. Need these stats. But yeah, I mean, other than that, he's a great prospect. I can see him doing really, really well in Steeler Nation.
Just a 4.56 at 6'5" and 266. So I thought he was fast as hell in that. Also, he's listed at 6'5", but with hair, he's almost 7 feet.
Hello.
That's some Sideshow Bob shit.
That's a stat that not
for sure.
I actually had no idea what he looked like until right now. He started at UCLA and then went to the U and just cleaned up. He put it all together.
He also put some damn weight on. Look at that UCLA pick, and then look just his neck.
Yeah.
And juice, but that would. Let's go to the next pick before I.
Love it. Okay, so next pick. Another proposed trade alert. Watch out. I would love if this trade would happen. So the Bucks, as you know, won it all. So they've currently got the 32nd pick in the first round, but they move up to 25 as they see all these edge guys are going off the board. Like I said, this is all formulated, but I think Jason Owe, I might be saying that wrong. Jason Owe. I think he's going to be not the first or second edge rusher off the board just because he has a lot of developing to do. However, he is probably the biggest freak talent-wise in the draft as far as, I guess, edge rushers go, or maybe overall athletes. I don't know. Kyle Pitts is a freak. But regardless to say, if you can kind of shape him into what you want, he could be an absolute freak. And I think this is a perfect move for the Bucks, as they did the same thing with Shaq Barrett. You saw how that worked out in their Super Bowl run. So Jason Owe, perfect for the Bucks. Jags don't really need somebody at this point. They can grab some more draft picks, move back a little bit. They've already got their stud in Trevor Lawrence. Meanwhile, the Bucks are just bolstering their lineup to make another Super Bowl run. So I think this is a great fit and a steal for the Bucks if they can pull it off and really coach him into a stud.
Like you aren't the only one, because as of 1 hour ago, the fan-cited Buccaneers affiliate, the Pewter Plank, Rob Leeds, Jason Owe, perfect fit for the Buccaneers.
Wow. I made this several hours ago, so
I know you did this before, so it looks like our boy Jonathan knows his shit. Also, he ran a 4.36 40
he's a freak.
at 6'5", 250.
Absolute freak, yeah.
Also from Hackensack, which is one of my favorite cities, and not the actual city. Hackensacks.
Oh, Hackensack. Moving on, 26, we have the Browns. Bit of a boring pick here, but and they could actually go several different positions with this draft. But I have him going linebacker, Zaven Collins. He's a good all-around linebacker to have on the team. He's going to help their D out. From my research, he's kind of like a ball hawk. He's always around the ball. So he's always making quality plays, adding to a positive defensive stop. So, yeah, kind of a boring pick, but it helps them out. And, I mean, they need some defensive help to actually make some sort of run. I like the Browns. They have an exciting lineup, but I think it's going to come down once again to the defense for them to actually make some sort of run.
A lot of Collins last year, but Tulsa was actually fairly good.
Mm-hmm.
Hot minute. And if we're just looking measurements wise, we were looking at his size. Collins is 6'4", 260. So take a Z. Arguably more mobile.
Yeah.
Solid guy. You're always late in these rounds when you get mid conference. It's always sort of a risk, but a lot of them usually picked in the first round. As far as my Madden analogy, the Browns have a lot of 80s roster, and like
you can win with that roster.
But there's also, like I was saying, this draft has a lot of potential 85s. So it's one of those, they could pick any number of players this late, and it should be an upgrade.
I would agree. Yeah, they'll probably just go best player off the board for anywhere they need at that
Browns
point.
for the first time.
Yeah, I will eat this, but I trust them to make a decent pick there. I will eat those words.
Oh, boy.
Moving right along past that terrible statement, we have the Ravens at 27. Ravens, I think 100% need a wide receiver at this spot, and someone who's been kind of climbing a lot of draft boards, wide receiver Kadarius Toney from Florida. I watched a lot of this guy because I'm a Tennessee Vols fan, and he torched us so many times.
Team that's better than your team.
Let's take it easy, but not entirely wrong. Yeah, Toney is a really good wide receiver. I made a Cooper Kupp comparison to Toney. Basically, just get him the ball, and he will make people miss. He had 43 broken tackles on 120 catches.
Look at you with the next-gen stats.
Yep.
Let's go.
That's what we're bringing to this mock draft. So, big Cooper Kupp vibes. Get him the ball. He's going to make some positive yardage. I think this is a win for the Ravens. They get their wide receiver. Definitely an upgrade, I think, from Willie Snead departing. So, yeah, a great addition to their much-depleted wide receiver core.
Shout out to Willie Snead.
Yeah.
We have a single ball.
Rip. Moving to 28, the Saints have a pick. I actually wouldn't be surprised if the Saints move back at some point. But as far as what they needed, they do need a good cornerback to pair. And what's his name? Um, Wait, did the Saints get Malcolm Butler, or is that a different team? Where did Malcolm Butler go? That might be the
Oh.
Saints.
I think so.
I think no, he went to the Cardinals. Sorry, never mind. Regardless, they have one good.
Cardinals are picking. Shout out to the Cardinals. Fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
Cardinals looking good. Anyways, the Saints have one good cornerback. They don't have another one. So they do need to add a cornerback. I think this is a great pick. Caleb Farley, from Virginia Tech, right? Pretty sure he's from Virginia Tech. Yeah, he is. So he had a recent back surgery, and from what I've been seeing, he was trending towards becoming the number one cornerback off the board until that. So he has a lot of upside, a lot of potential. Last time we saw him in 2019, he earned a 90.5 coverage grade and allowed a passer rating of only 26.8. That's kind of absurd. So if the Saints or anyone can snag him this late in the first round, I think that's absolute steal. I could see him going earlier. But then again, the two corners I have going before him are also studs. So really any three of these guys and one other that we're about to get to would be a great pick. Elite closing speed. And 6'2", 207. He's a great corner.
You're also really close. Marshawn Lattimore.
Okay.
They have a top corner. Lattimore is kind of undersized though. Not small. He's still taller corner. Just somebody who can match up for deep balls.
Yeah.
While not knowing the roster at all, still very, very well educated.
Trying our best. Moving right along to pick 29 with the Packers. Packers are an interesting team. Really have let down Packers fans in the NFC Championship game.
No, they've been letting down Packers fans.
I think it's 3-4 years in a row they've lost in the championship game.
What happens when you got a Rudge and no one else?
Their offense is filthy, so we're going to obviously focus on the defense here and give them another cornerback as well. Greg Newsome, he's from Northwestern. He's a great young cornerback. I think he's a missing piece for the Packers. If he can stay healthy and they can develop him just a little bit more, he would be a great defensive piece to build, not just for now, but definitely in the future. And I think it's home run for the Packers. Greg Newsome, he's kind of the cornerback that like people forget about after the top three: Surtain, Farley, who we just talked about, and then also J.C. Horn. So, there's a lot of good cornerbacks in this draft, and these are all only the first round guys. So, yeah, there's a lot of value in this pick.
So Newsome played against my younger brother in high school.
How did that go? I can imagine.
But he also then transferred to IMG, which I think a lot of people know. Baseball prowess, but it's also known as the place that takes all of the good Chicagoland picks and prospects and sucks them out of the state player pool. So he's also a local guy, and he can play in the snow. Legitimately something you have to be concerned of.
Very true.
See if he doesn't hold out if he's drafted. Solid northern pick. I do kinda, as a fake ass Packers fan, who hasn't seriously cared about the team.
Right.
Kinda hope they would maybe somebody god awful last year.
Could see that.
Defense all around was god awful though, so if they have to, picking the best person available is longer.
Yeah. I mean, he's 31 overall rated on at least the draft boards I've been paying attention to, somewhere in the 30s. So, yeah, he's a gifted prospect, 6'1", 190. The only thing is we haven't seen him play a full season, of college ball. So, I mean, I guess durability could be an issue, but keep them healthy. I think it's a good pick.
Also, on a side note, I have some insight.
Let's go. What do we have?
I got to keep this off.
Interesting.
Not that big, but very interesting. I saw that Reese's Peanut Butter Cups is making Reese's Cups all peanut butter.
I did see that. I don't. No, I'm out.
How I feel about that.
I'm
A
out.
complete side note. But what happens when you keep the TV?
Yeah. All right. Well, bring her back in for number 30. Colts pick. This is the pick they actually traded out of with the Bills. So got some picks out of that, and they're still going to get a great edge rusher, Gregory Rousseau. Rousseau is very versatile. He fits their 4-3 defensive scheme. He fits their big need. They need an edge rusher. I think this is a great pick. If they stay at their original spot, they could they could jump up a few edge rusher rankings or whatever, get somebody else. But I don't know. If they're back here, this is a solid pick for them. So I don't really have too much to say about Rousseau, but he's a solid player.
Was Miami's like bread and butter in 2019. He had 15 and a half sacks. Didn't play last year.
As a redshirt freshman. So he has a lot of room to grow, too.
A lot of talent. And there's also a lot of teams that have been looking at. With all of the other edge rushers of him, I think there is a damn good chance that he backs up here.
Mm-hmm.
But he could also be swapped out for any other team.
And this is what I was saying earlier. I think we might look back at this and say, like, dude, so many good edge rushers came out of this draft. Because, like, this is where they're starting to go, like, the 20 to, like, late first round. So I love this class of edge rushers.
It's the perfect time, too, because a lot of the classic pass rushers that are in the league right now are getting old.
Yeah.
So this is one of those years where anybody drafted now can actually get playing time.
New era.
Whereas the last couple drafts had a lot of good guys, like you had your Myles Garrett. But like then,
Of course,
there were still a lot of veterans still playing on rosters. So a lot of these guys in later picks are going to be seeing a lot of time early. Also, fun fact, Gregory, so not related to French philosopher Jean-Jacques.
Okay.
Clarify that for myself.
Yeah, people were
A lot of
wondering.
confusion. I don't think he's made a statement on it yet. He may be leading people astray, but just so you know, we have the facts here.
We have the facts here. I might also mention, before I roll into this next pick, there's a third Miami edge rusher in this draft, Quincy Roche. Roche. I don't know how you say his name. But
A lot of turnover change.
Insane. Anyways, next pick, we move to number 31, the Chiefs. Chiefs are looking good, but they are a very cornerback-heavy defense. So I do have another cornerback going off the board here, Asante Samuel
Junior.
He's from Florida State. He is a bit undersized, but literally other than that, you can't really poke any holes in his game. Everything else is very, very solid, and I think he's a great fit for a Chiefs team. They kind of look for guys who can come in already like with a solid foundation and then just kind of coach them to how they want to play their defense or their offense depending on the position. So I think this is a perfect fit for the Chiefs.
It's also Asante Samuel's kid.
Yeah.
Asante Samuel's a fucking menace.
He's a winner.
Yeah.
So I think this is a perfect fit for the Chiefs. 31, you're late in the draft in the first round. You already have a solid squad. Just, add another corner to your corner-heavy defensive schemes. So I love it. Moving into the very last pick of this mock first draft round, we have the Jags, who traded back with the Bucks earlier, get some draft picks, and they snag the best running back in the draft, in my opinion, in Najee Harris. The Jags are going to come away with the best quarterback, the best running back in this draft to build what's beginning to look like kind of an all-star offense. They have still a lot to go, but I mean, if he can snag the 2 best position players at their position in a given draft in the first round, that's a win. So if Urban Meyer can coach the boys up and get them rolling, I hate to say it, but they are not looking bad.
It's fine, because if Houston is the same clusterfuck that they are right now during the season, you're not going to have to worry about them as a tight. So the Jaguars can just take their spot.
Houston's dead for a good while. I'm not worried about the Colts either, which I normally am. I'm out on Wentz.
The Titans can get their D up. Fine, but right now,
Yeah, true.
running game with my boy, second year, put on another 10 pounds.
Yeah. I really do hope the Titans in pretty much every single other pick of this draft take defense, but the ability to get Elijah Moore and we need a wide receiver, I think it's too perfect of a fit. I wouldn't be surprised if they went defense. I hope they don't.
Defense is not. There's.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, and even the guys like here, because I realized we picked like 6. Go all late first round, and it's all
Yeah,
as far as talent wise. So,
and
I agree with you on here.
So
South, tight.
Hope not.
Also,
we'll see.
I like the Jags with Najee Harris, and I like them taking Najee Harris at 25. But if they could actually trade down,
Mm-hmm.
then it would just get everyone off their ass about taking a running back like in the first round. I know everyone. We went years where running backs were just like getting snatched up all over the goddamn place in the first round, and now it's almost like a cardinal sin if you do, and everyone looks down on you for it. But Najee Harris is kind of
Yeah, and it's not like it's their first pick of the draft either.
That's the thing. It's the second pick, and it's very, very late first round. And ideally, you could.
Yeah, and that's where the Chiefs got Clyde Edwards-Helaire on the last pick of the first round, and he's been solid for them. And with where I have them trading up or trading back with the Bucks at 25, I mean the Browns, they have 2 stud running backs. The Ravens, they just got J.K. The Saints have Kamara. The Packers, I mean, they have Aaron Jones, but they're not going to take a running back. They need defense. Colts, I mean, you could be worried, but I don't think the Colts would take a running back, and then the Chiefs.
The Colts are not taking. No, the Colts still have Marlon Mack.
Yeah,
and Nyheim Hines.
It's just not a
Jonathan
first round need
and Jonathan Taylor. They don't. I don't even think it's a fourth.
Exactly.
And Jonathan Taylor is going to his second year. No, the Colts. The last thing on earth the Colts need.
Exactly. So every team in between them does not need one. I think it's a great move back for the Jags. Still grab Najee Harris, and even if somebody takes a running back before them, they could even snag Travis Etienne, who's also a monster. So, all right, that was the first round mock draft NFL. This was filmed a week before the draft, so if anything crazy happens, we'll probably update it on the screen for you guys.
All 12 of you that'll watch. These hammers in the comments. We need those. Praise them.
Exactly what was just said. Anyways, that's all we got. Let us know if you agree with us, if you hate us, if you think I nailed every single pick and every single mock trade. If I got everything exactly correct, I will put it in the comments.
Like when you've seen a obscene Snapchat. That's the gods telling you that you can.
The most liked comment. If I get every single pick right, I will 100% do no questions asked. So let us know. All right.
Good show. Rate, comment, subscribe.
Love you guys. I put a lot of effort into that one.
Jonny on the keys.
Thank you for watching this clip from this week's show of The Big Pick. Wish you all the best of luck on Final Four weekend. Hit us up on Twitter at Big Pick Live with all of your winnings from the weekend or losses. We'll share the pain with you, brothers. Be sure to check back every single week for a full show every Thursday morning and other clips sporadically throughout the week for your enjoyment. This is TK. We'll see you in the next one.